Hello again and welcome to Pearl Magazine. After 3 years of COVID pandemic restrictions, live performances and global events have finally returned to Hong Kong. In recent weeks, big names like Backstreet Boys and Blackpink performed in the city. Zela has more on how the lifting of restrictions breathes new life into the music scene.
A Filipino band dazzling the crowd. All smiles from happy fans. Enormous bird-like creatures captivating onlookers.
The music festival Clock and Flap returns after a 4-year hiatus. Tourists and Hong Kongers are here to listen to bands from all over the world and enjoy a day out without pandemic restrictions.
Hong Kong lifted its COVID mask mandate 2 days before the start of the festival. Twinnie Chung and her friends are having a great time.
It's amazing. Hong Kong is finally back. You know, no masks. You can really see people.
And Twinnie enjoys a wide variety of music by international, regional, and local bands.
Everyone's enjoying the music festival. It's live events, different stages around, which is very good. If you don't like one genre, you can always move on to the next one.
Simon Bratt is one of the organizers of the music festival. He's thrilled to bring the event back after 4 years of not hosting it because of the protests and the pandemic. This year's goal?
Remind everyone what a great big outdoor music festival is about. Reintroduce people to live music again. We're able to reach such a broad audience. So our goal is really just to get people excited about concerts and music, because that's what we're passionate about.
The organizers put together the event in only 3 months.
It was around towards the end of last year, we felt there was enough confidence that we could run an event with the sort of experience that we wanted, which is attendees being able to move around the site freely, enjoy music at different stages, be able to have F&B. And once we had confidence that we could have that sort of experience, we made the call to go ahead.
The 3-day festival was sold out the first time in its 15-year history.
People in Hong Kong are ready to go and enjoy an outdoor event. There's a fantastic lineup, and it's something a little bit different. There's been some other concerts, but nothing of this scale, nothing outdoors, and nothing with the range and diversity of artists that we're able to offer to people.
Hong Kongers are hungry for the return of live events. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the government banned live performances for more than 670 days at bars, nightclubs, restaurants, and hotels since 2020.
The luckier musicians, they actually decided to teach themselves
Chris B is a musician and events organizer. She started the Musicians Foundation charity last year. It conducted a survey in June to assess how the music industry was coping with the live performance ban.
There was 10% were really struggling with debt, and I think about 6%, about 40 people were being evicted or had been evicted. So really, really struggling with their home situation.
The government lifted the ban on live performances in October.
Many, many musicians carried on with their day jobs, being a construction worker or delivering food, because it could happen again. It happened 3 times already where the government just, right, you can't work. So, once bitten, twice shy. So this year was the start of them tentatively okay, I think we can do work.
In the last 3 years, the government lifted restrictions on live performances and then imposed them again multiple times. Many in the music industry work part-time. Gavin Ho is the lead vocalist for this rock band. They compose and perform their own songs. He had big dreams as a child.
I wanted to be, this big famous rock star, but now that I'm quite a lot older, I don't really have much expectation. I think if there's a bunch of people that likes our music and we can keep playing gigs and we can keep creating, I think I'm pretty happy with that already.
His day job is a personal trainer, and he pours his savings and time into music.
The last 3 years we haven't performed because all the places were shut. So we just spent a lot of time trying to write new material, trying to put stuff on, social media. We didn't want to just sit there and waste time and go, oh, when are they going to open up again?
And they started a retail business during the pandemic.
Because there was no gigs, so we were thinking, okay, so what else can we do to make sort of, having some bit of cash flow coming in? So we decided to do what most bands do, which is have your own sort of merchandise, your T-shirts, your hats, your keychains, and just to throw it out there and just see what happens. See if people actually buy them.
Were people buying them?
Yeah, they were, surprisingly. We sold quite a few T-shirts.
The band rehearses 3 times a week.
Repetition creates perfection, hopefully, so that's why we're in here a lot of times playing the same stuff and over again. And when there's an audience in the performance, your nerve starts to kick in, so you have to basically know your song so well that anything that's outside doesn't really affect you. Whether the crowd or a different environment, any of that stuff shouldn't affect you.
Recently, the band started performing again.
This is the band's big day. All those hours we're rehearsing and writing new songs is for this moment in front of a live audience. Let's check them out.
It always feels good, because, performing in front of an audience, there's always going to be, good energy that comes in and out, So, and it actually makes you perform a lot better as well when there's a crowd.
The owner of the bar, Alicia Beale, is thrilled to have live performances and a packed house again. The entrepreneur opened her live music and culture venue in 2019, the year of the protests.
So that created an atmosphere and a mood. It didn't even feel right to be excited and joyful. Everything that was going around and deeply affecting the city. There were a lot of very serious things going on and to think about.
Not many people were going to bars to have fun. And then the COVID pandemic hit in 2020.
Oh, it was awful. It was god-awful. It was really bad. All the businesses were shut. Where does the money come from to keep going, right? Even if there's nothing happening here, you still need to pay the rent. You still have the land rates, you still have the management fees. We actually hit a point where we had to let go of all our staff because there's no money coming in to pay them to do nothing.
She had a few creative solutions to make some money during the pandemic.
We really had to pivot and really think about how we can work online, meet people where they are. People are in their homes, how do we get to meet them there? And that's when we decided to create more of an online presence.
She was a real ball breaker, don't care how you feel.
Alicia recorded performances at the bar, which were put online to solicit donations. She sold merchandise and alcohol from an e-shop. Now she's able to host events 7 nights a week, but it will take some time to become profitable.
There have been individuals who lent money as well, large sums of money, to keep the Aftermath going, to help it survive. And much of what's going into this period of time is paying back some of those loans and starting to pay down the debts that accrued during the pandemic time.
Alicia says the return of live events and music has been great for everyone.
We went from a tense, very serious time during the protests in 2019, like a reckoning. And then we went into the pandemic, which was a very fearful time. Now, with the return of live music, I think it allowed people a sense, finally, I can breathe. I can feel free. I can laugh, I can have fun, I can just, not be always constantly thinking about what if I catch COVID? what's going to happen to me, you know? It's like, okay, I can put that a bit in the past and really just kind of enjoy life again.
After the break, domestic helpers getting some help to stay healthy. Stay with us. Welcome back to Pearl Magazine. Most helpers in Hong Kong live and work with their employers, which usually means long working hours. On their one day off a week, many spend time socializing with friends. One recent study indicates that foreign domestic helpers in Hong Kong are less physically and mentally healthy than local residents. Pearl Magazine's Tina Jiang visits Causeway Bay, Central, and other places on a Sunday to meet helpers and see how they keep up their mental and physical health through different weekend activities. Every Sunday morning, groups of domestic workers gather in and around Victoria Park and spend their day off relaxing and socializing. While most of them like to relax on their rest day, some prefer to start the day with a bit of running and other exercises. Lenny Hermosilia, a domestic worker from the Philippines, has been practicing martial arts here at the park almost every Sunday morning over the past 2 years.
First year or second year here in Hong Kong, we go to picnic in the Causeway Bay Park, in the Admiralty. We go to different places. But when I discovered this martial, so I encourage myself to come because this is helpful, very helpful, and I feel anxiety run away.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm beating you backwards. Come on. All right. Do you guys feel the stretch? Great. Leg up.
As a woman and a mother, Lenny believes that it's necessary for her to learn some martial arts.
I have 2 kids. I experience about to bully, so that's why I feel I need to join this one, that I need to more know how to defend myself, and so that I can teach to my kids how to defend themselves so they cannot bully my kids.
Currently, she's learning martial arts offered by a student-led nonprofit organization. 18-year-old Justin Kim is the founder.
Ow. If you make me say ow, you did a good job. Ouch. Good job. No ouch. Well, you're gonna hit me again? No ouch. Ow. Martial arts, the first thing is obviously on a physical level. It's a self-defense mechanism. So in any case where you face adversity, it's something you can protect yourself with. But secondly, I think spiritually and mentally, it prepares yourself to be composed all the time, have a greater sense of control and autonomy over your own mind. So those are things that, transpire in your life in really small ways. You might become a more effective leader from that. You might become more of an advocate and a more outspoken person because of that. Aside from just moving back after they throw, let's say Marco hits, I can actually also throw it down. So it's much faster as well. I don't have to move. And the good thing about just throwing his hand down is I can stay within distance and still hit him, right?
Justin started practicing Taekwondo at a young age and has been competing internationally as well. He has been providing training sessions for helpers every Sunday since 2021.
My own domestic worker, she had many friends who were getting laid off and they were threatened to get deported back to Philippines. And a lot of them were also going through harassment cases, and none of them were reported on the media. So obviously, in my extensive background in martial arts, I know that it is a very empowering activity. So I was thinking, why not bring these valuable resources to a community that means so much to me.
Raised by domestic workers since he was a young child, Justin wants to give back to them as much as he can.
I really like to consider that we're friends. We share things on WhatsApp, funny images and all. We go to McDonald's together and sometimes we'll share picnics. They celebrated my own birthday before my own family. In meeting these domestic workers, the stories they share, how powerful they are, I realized that, they were some of the strongest people I'd ever met.
Justin's schoolmates also joined to be volunteers. They have taught more than 300 domestic workers in the past 2 years.
Helpers in Hong Kong, they're like historically kind of undervalued, I would say. You know, you hear the stories about like the employers mistreating them, or like their pay is very low for the work that they hold in a family. You know that they have a lot of responsibility that they hold on a Hong Kong society or even the family itself, and so that had a personal connection because I had a helper before. And so I guess why we want to help helpers is because you see the stress that they go through, and then you know that martial arts can empower people physically and mentally.
Taekwondo has really helped me as an individual, especially during my childhood when I was like a lot more like shy, and I guess I lacked a lot of self-confidence, and I also had asthma, so doing sports was really hard for me. I think that's why I wanted to teach this sport to people like the domestic workers to give back to the community.
Apart from martial arts, swimming is another healthy activity available to helpers in Hong Kong.
Okay, all right, sitting up on the sides. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a sitting dive, okay? We felt that this was important, is to give migrant domestic workers an opportunity to learn an invaluable life skill on their one day off. If they get in trouble, they fall into deep water, they know what to do. They can float on their backs, or they can swim to where they need to get to.
8 years ago, Simon Holliday and his friend started teaching domestic workers and the underprivileged how to swim for free. Teresa Sagid has been his student since the beginning.
In the Philippines, we really don't have a lot of public beaches or public pools. So my grandparents has a farm. So me and my cousins, my relatives, we just only play in their pond. We did this dog paddling strokes, that's what they called it.
After 7 years of practicing, Teresa is an expert now and even started coaching. Another coach, Eunice Sapwani, also started from zero.
I do not know how to swim because I can't afford to, my family can't afford to pay the fee to enroll me. The majority is Filipinos here, but I want more Indonesian sister come to join this class because our country is archipelago. Make sure we know how to swim. If you know how to swim, it saves your life.
Forwards, arms out, big step. Most of the migrant domestic workers that we teach are from the Philippines or from Indonesia. Somewhere between 70 and 90% of migrant domestic workers do not know how to swim. They go back to their communities. Some of them are teaching their kids and their communities how to swim. So it's a fantastic thing that has this snowball effect when they decide to move back home, or even if they stay here.
Research conducted by the Chinese University of Hong Kong in 2017 found that most helpers work more than 13 hours a day. 52-year-old Carmela Dizon has been working long hours as a domestic helper for nearly a decade, and what she needs on her day off is some stretching to relieve her aching body.
You're doing work for 6 days in a week. I always come and attend yoga just to release my body pain. When I came here, I just only read about in the articles like that about yoga. I didn't even realize that I can do it. I finally do it, and I thank God. I love this.
Stay here. Camilla has been very actively joining classes for some time. Whatever you teach her, she's very open to learn and receive.
Kara Leung is a volunteer yoga instructor. For the past 3 years, she's been offering free yoga classes to helpers and also getting to know more about them.
I guess it happens to most of the domestic helpers in Hong Kong. They finish a contract, they hope to stay with family, but unfortunately something happened, they switch out the employer. And these are the experience or some things happening in their life that they will share with us. And they also always tell us what yoga has helped them in between jobs, or maybe when they're with one employer, working so hard, having shoulder pain, wrist pain, back pain. We taught them a lot of pranayama. It means a breathing exercise to help them calm the emotions and also to neutralize the body. Whenever they feel tension or life just go up and down, they know what to do.
In Hong Kong, yoga is a premium activity. A typical class costs anywhere from $300 to $600 per hour. One charity organization, however, insists that yoga is a way of living rather than a way to make a living. Over the past few years, it has been offering free therapeutic yoga classes to marginalized communities that don't usually get a chance to do it.
Anyone who works in Hong Kong who earns less than 5,000 Hong Kong dollars a month, we feel it's very difficult for them to pay for a yoga class. So we'd like to offer the benefits to them. It's just it happens that this group, a big proportion of them are domestic helpers.
Michelle To is the community advisor of the organization.
Being a domestic helper is quite a physical job, and they work long hours, and they come here away from their families. So we hope that our classes that we offer help support them, because they help support us in Hong Kong. I think myself as a woman, I don't think I would have the freedom and the ability to, I had a career and a family without the help of these domestic helpers. So personally, I feel indebted to them, and I'm glad the charity that I support continues to support this group.
That's our show for this week. Join us on Pearl Magazine, same time next week. Bye for now.